How's it going, Webheads? My name is Ryan Walsh, and with now Avengers Infinity War on Blu-ray, fans have been analyzing the film and seeing if we can find any little hints that would lead us to Avengers 4 or give us anything about Avengers 4 away within the movie. And of course, fans once again found something very interesting, that maybe at the ending of Infinity War, when we see Stormbreaker go into Thanos' chest and we also see Thanos snap his fingers, it looks like Thanos is either really hurt or maybe he's actually dying. Now, if we just look back at that scene, we can see Stormbreaker completely in Thanos' chest, and Thor, of course, puts it in even deeper just to make Thanos pay for what he's done over the course of the entire movie, especially the beginning when he kills all the Asgardians in front of Thor. But when Thanos snaps his fingers, you can see the Infinity Gauntlet is completely burnt, along with his arm as well. It looks like he's not really going to be using that arm or the gauntlet that much in Avengers 4 because it looks like they're just both completely destroyed. And it seems as though with the amount of power that Thanos really used to snap his fingers, killing half the life in the universe, really backfired on the Mad Titan. But not only did Thanos really just get physically damaged, it seems as though he might have died partially within the movie as well, because when Thanos snaps his fingers and the screen goes completely white, we can see that right after this is when Thanos looks like he's in the Soul World, and it's now confirmed by the Russo brothers that he was in the Soul World. Meaning from the comic books that within the Soul Stone, there is a pocket universe in there, and maybe within Infinity War, since the snap acted like a wave going across the universe, killing half the life in the universe, maybe Thanos was really the first one to die from those effects. Now that could be true, and I have seen a lot of people speculate that, but in my opinion, I don't think this is true at all, because we do see Thanos come back right after that Soul World scene, where I don't think he brought himself back to life. I just don't think he was on the table to get disintegrated in the first place. Instead, I think the Soul World scene was really just used for dramatic effect, showing you exactly what Thanos had to go through and achieve his goal, and also what he had to give up. And the best way to do that is to really just show you Gamora at the end of the movie, because that's what he had to give up in order to achieve his goal. He lost his daughter, which he truly loved.
Did you do it?
Yes.
What did it cost?
Everything.
And the real reason why I think he really was just separate from the snap and why he wasn't even on the chopping block to die wasn't just because we need him for Avengers 4, but also if you just look at the entire movie of Infinity War, Thanos, whenever he's talking about the snap and killing half the life in the universe, he never really thinks about himself dying in that moment. He always sees himself surviving. Like if you see that one scene where he's explaining everything to Doctor Strange on Titan.
With all 6 stones, I could simply snap my fingers. They would all cease to exist. I call that mercy.
And then what?
I finally rest and watch the sunrise on a grateful universe.
Now, a lot of you definitely are probably going to disagree with me on this, saying that no, he was definitely on the chopping block to die in this film. And if he didn't have a chance of dying in the film, that really just betrays his character, because he really is just doing the snap for all fairness in the universe. Half the life in the universe is randomly chosen to sacrifice themselves to save the other half. It's all done within fairness. And this would completely betray everything that they really put in Avengers Infinity War. But I disagree with this because Thanos has never really seen himself as equal in half the life in the universe or just any being of the universe. He sees himself as a god always in the comic books and even in this movie. He's going to be the one playing God because he is the only being that's powerful enough to hold all the Infinity Stones. He sees himself as the one to bring balance. So he in fact is a god among all these other creatures that are in the universe. And to be honest with you, he basically is a god. That's how everyone really refers to Thanos in these movies and the comic books as well. He's always been seen as a god level villain. So I think we can really debunk this whole thing of Thanos really just dying in Infinity War in the events of Infinity War, but I think there is a solid theory where we can see him actually start showing that he is dying. When Thanos came back from the Soul World, he still had that burnt Infinity Gauntlet and arm, and even the writers and the directors, the Russo brothers, have commented on this and really just said,
I don't think he's gonna be doing much with that arm.
Yeah, it's a believability thing. We wanted you to
Right.
You know, we always try to ground this stuff.
And when Thanos comes back from the Soul World, he is literally on the brink of death right there. But when you see him teleport away, he is not only just using one stone, but he's using all the stones. You can see them all light up. And he's using just all the power of the stones to get Stormbreaker out of his chest and heal him up, because then you see him in the next scene where he's on a different planet and he doesn't have that giant gash in his chest anymore. So he obviously healed himself from that, but he didn't heal his arm. And the reason I think he didn't heal his arm is because he can't do that. The Russo brothers have commented and said that when he snapped his fingers, he paid a physical price that is permanent. He can't just use the Infinity Gauntlet to heal his arm or the gauntlet itself. Those are permanent and they will carry over into the next film. And this could be the cause of him really just starting to die. But also it's good to mention when you see Thanos really using all the stones to teleport away, you can see a little bit of green on his chest that a lot of fans have pointed out. And obviously the green meaning that he's using the time stone. And if he is using the time stone, that means that he's really just teleporting back in time or maybe towards the future. A lot of fans, and myself included, think that he is going back in time, and when you see him on this planet, the planet that he might be on the end of the movie might be Titan from years ago when Titan was actually a habitable planet. And this would line up with a lot of theories about time travel for Avengers 4 and how the Avengers have to go back in time to get Thanos, or maybe just to get all the stones. Also, it's definitely really good to note that when he is walking outside of his little farm or wherever he is limping still, so you can see that he hasn't completely healed, and there are physical damages that do prove that they will carry over to the next film. And if we do look at Avengers 4 and see some promo art, we do see Thanos is in a lot of his armor in those promo arts, and that makes sense because if he is hurt from this, he will have to use that armor, which is conveniently on the Scarecrow at the end of the movie, which you can see in this scene here or even in some concept art. And Thanos just putting on his armor really is just showing you that he might be a little bit vulnerable in the next movie, and he just needs it for protection. But of course, Webheads, let me know down in the comments, do you guys think Thanos is dying? If you guys want more on Avengers 4, definitely click the playlist I made right over here for you guys. Definitely consider subscribing for more MCU theories and turning on the bell notification so you guys don't miss anything. But Webheads, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Bye-bye.